So in your third lesson of this unit of ecology, you will have been looking at adaptations. Now, if we just spend a couple of minutes recapping what an adaptation is. So, as we've spoken about before, ecology is all about definitions and keywords and making sure we know them. And when we're talking about defining an adaptation, it is a feature or a characteristic that an animal has adopted for survival over time. Now, these features can take a wide different shape and form and can be quite varietous. So we break them down into three specific types. The first is a structural adaptation, which are features of an organism's body structure, such as their size, their shape, or their colour, and how those have changed over time to allow that organism to survive. So, for example, organisms you will have looked at are things like the Arctic fox, which has white fur in the winter to camouflage it in the snow, and that obviously helps it survive by avoiding predators and hunting prey without being seen. Other examples might include the thick layers of fat to keep animals warm in cold places, such as on polar bears, and other features such as hard shells to protect vital organs on organisms, and also large feet to prevent them sinking into soft ground like either snow or sand. Plants can also have structural adaptations, for example cacti that live in hot, dry conditions. They have thick stems and spines for leaves to protect them from being eaten and also to reduce water loss. The other two types of adaptations are functional. Now, functional adaptations describe the processes within organisms that have been altered to assist survival. So these can be processes such as metabolism or reproduction. For example, lots of organisms like to hibernate over winter to avoid cold climate, and they reduce their metabolism being the sum of all their chemical reactions in their body, to conserve energy. So when food's in short supply, they don't lose energy and become weaker as a result. Other organisms that live in hot climates also produce little sweat and really concentrated urine so that they don't lose more water than they need to. And then the third type are behavioural adaptations, and these are simply the way in which an organism behaves in order to help it survive and reproduce. So this can be increases in aggression in pack animals like lions, for example, migrating like lots of birds do over winter to warmer climates, and also things like mating dances such as the male peacock. These are all examples of behavioural adaptations, the way an organism has altered its behaviour to survive. The other element of adaptations you need to know about are extremophiles. Now, these are simply organisms that survive in conditions that are really difficult for life to exist in. So one of the common examples you might be asked about is the survival of bacteria in underwater volcanic vents. So these are cracks in the Earth's crust underwater that obviously release really hot gases, and there are living bacteria and organisms in and around these vents, and that's obviously a really difficult condition for them to survive in, because obviously it's really high temperature, high pressure, can be really acidic and things like that. And often one of the reasons why these kind of organisms, like certain types of bacteria, do this and adapt to do this is so that they can survive in an area that's free from predators and other organisms. So those are your features of adaptations: structural, functional, and behavioural adaptations, features or characteristics that animals adopted for survival, and also what an extremophile is.